I know I said I would do a video on time next, but I wanted to do a follow-up to the Astonished video first. I wanted to share a couple of tips that I learned as I began down this path, because it might spare some of you some trial and error time and a little confusion. First of all, when you start doing this and you see things begin to budge, things begin to shift, even though you asked for it, it still may be a little surprising to you. Now, it's fine to react, wow, that's cool, but it will not be in your interest to think, wow, I can't believe this is actually working. Because if you do, it may just obey your new thought and stop unfolding dead in its tracks. It took me a while to figure this out. It would start, then it'd stop. When I tried again, then it'd start, then it'd stop, until I finally realized what was happening. If you think, no way, sincerely enough, then no way is what you'll get, because you are opening up these channels and becoming more sensitive to them and fine-tuning them, and they're reacting to you. They're reacting to your thought. So watch out. It's okay to be amazed, and it's wonderful to be excited, and it is very exciting, but just be careful of your underlying thought. The other common reaction that may occur is genuine fright. You may have a bit of a freak out the first few times because you're so startled that it's happening. And the common reaction to that is to unconsciously want it to stop, to shut down. So if you find yourself doing this, relax and try to keep from telling it, no, stop. But it's okay. You may start and stop quite a few times from either of these reactions, but if so, just start over again. The other thing that will help you master this quicker is to learn how to keep your will still. Because your will, your consent, your intent is what takes you from point A to point B, from your old thought to your new one. Until we begin to try and direct what occurs in our lives, we have no idea how wild our will is, how emotional it is, how reactive it is, and how it flits and flails about and changes from one direction to the next. To make matters even more challenging, it doesn't want to be tamed or directed. It rather likes the freedom of its wild ways. But your will isn't a wild and beautiful thing like a wild animal. Your will, your consent, is a function. It's a pathway that you carved leading from A to B. So if it splits off into a million different directions and doubles back on itself and then twists around, it makes it really difficult and time-consuming to get from A to B, from your old thought to your new one. So the better you get at directing your will, at holding your will still, the faster and more accurate your results will be. But holding your will still isn't like pinning something down or caging something or binding something. Not at all. It's a gathering, a smoothing, a coordination, a cooperation, an agreement, like when we begin to learn to walk. We aren't forcing our legs to do this and that. We direct their coordination, their harmony towards the mutual goal by never relenting that this is indeed what we want to do. And holding your will still is like that. And like learning to walk, you get better and better at it as time goes by until one day you don't even think of it at all. It's instinctive. And when you want to go in a certain direction, you just go. And that's how your will eventually work for you, leading you into the new place that you want to be. But for now, we must begin to settle down this little bucking beast, to soothe it, to give it the harmonious direction that it is meant to master. Because eventually, like the basketball player who knows he's made the shot before it leaves his fingertips, or the ball player who knows he's hit a home run before the bat meets the ball, you'll begin to know it too. You'll sense it. You'll feel it's on its way and about to be. You'll feel it hanging in the air, because your will has harmonized the event for you, and it has led it into place in your life. And that's what your will is for. That's its function. It directs. It says, you there, come here. Or, you there, move along. That's what it does. But for now, your will is probably a wiggling thing trying desperately to writhe out of your grasp. It doesn't want to go in the direction you say. It wants to do whatever it wants to do, like it always has before. So at first, you will need to refocus your will over and over, pushing back out any errant thoughts or directions that it tries to squeeze in. But eventually, it sweetly begins to yield to you and follow you and wait patiently on you to see what you want it to do. But not at first. I just wanted to warn you about this so you wouldn't become discouraged. So just be aware that you'll have to practice holding your will still. And know that in the beginning you will have to repeatedly refocus it, but not for long. Do this. Practice holding your will still, and before long it will begin to wait patiently upon you, and it will carry you to wherever it is that you want to be.